My name is Mr. Victor Mallinson, and I was born on the 19th of January 1936. I was born in Nottingham, but at a year old we moved to Sleaford because my father was an electrician, and it just when they started the electric station in town, and he came as a cable jointer. So I virtually lived here all my life, apart from national service, and when I was married I was away for 10 years. I moved to Lincoln, which is just there down the road.
You have particularly fond memories of your school time?
I didn't like school, but that's why, I'm not very well educated, but I get by. Where we lived, backed onto fields, and I can remember going into the field, laying on my back in the summertime and watching the bombers. They used to, with this being Cramwell's just down the road, whether that was the centre for them, but they used to sort of meet up round here, all these 1,000 bomber raids, and they used to circle, and then all of a sudden they just disappeared, so they used to meet up round here. Then we had a lot of airborne lads that trained round there. We had a couple of church halls but before the Arnhem, and funny enough, that was another time when I watched them circling round Cramwell with the gliders on, and then all of a sudden, boom, they'd gone and disappeared to Arnhem and such like. We had of course, being near Cramwell, had a lot of bombers and that round here.
So that was quite an exciting and perhaps scary time to grow up, was it, during the war? Or?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was scary. The scary thing about it was, as silly as it sounds, of course, during the war there was very few young teachers and that about, because it was all in the forces. And then I was at school after the war, or just after the war, and some of the teachers then was ex-Navy, ex-paratroopers and God knows what, and they want the best of teachers. Not take bells out of you, boy, and all that sort of things, yeah.
Bringing military discipline to the classroom.
Yeah. But it's pity there isn't a bit more of it now. I got drafted to HMS Striker in the Med, and I was out there for the rest of my time, which is 18 months, No leave, no nothing. But I enjoyed it. It was all right. I mean, look, you were on the Mediterranean. We were stationed on Malta, so it was called the Amphibious Warfare Squadron, and there was these landing ships, you see them on D-Day, all these ships, and the bow doors open and lads coming out and this and that. There was 4 big ones, which was LSTs, which I was on, and then the smaller ones, LCTs, landing craft tanks, that made up a squadron. And they say there was a frigate that was the sort of headquarters ship for the squadron. But to start with, we were just doing training and that with NATO troops all over the Mediterranean, whatever. But then, of course, next thing you know, NASA started playing up about Suez. So, towards the end of 55, was it? We started to build up into a bigger squadron that was bringing ships in from all over the place and doing a lot more exercises. One of the things that happened while I was in Malta was there was an Egyptian destroyer came in, and the British wanted to keep her there, so we tied up alongside. She went alongside the wall, and then we boxed her in to make sure she didn't get back, because I knew there was, we've got problems with Egypt. And of course, United Nations decided that she got to go, so we let her go, and 2 or 3 days later we heard that she had been sunk by 2 of our ships.
By the British?
Yeah, by HMS Newfoundland and HMS Diana. But they saved most of the crew between them. But then after that we just built up for the... And the Marines went in, the helicopter boys went in, they cleared the Suez, like Port Said, obviously. And within sort of 3 or 4 hours, it was safe for us to go into the harbours. What was called the fish harbour. We went in the fish harbour and landed straight, all the tanks and the vehicles straight out onto the harbour wall, like, you know. So, and then within 24 hours it was virtually safe, but there was snipers and God knows what they're like, you know.
So, did you go ashore in Egypt at all?
Not at that time.
So they were mainly fond memories from when you were based around the Mediterranean?
At the time, all you wanted to do was get out. But now, you know, afterwards, I was very pleased on that, you know.
Did you make many friends during your time in the armed services?
Yeah, funny enough, you make friends, and I mean, I had some very good friends, but you never kept in contact with them afterwards. I've never ever met anybody that I was on board with since I've been out. But having said that, I have met Marines who was in the Suez and this, that and the other, and all the people who was on different ships and that, and you talk. After coming out, funny enough, I wasn't long before I got married. And then with having a family and this, that and the other, sort of a number of years. No
Were you involved in Cyprus particularly whilst in there?
Well, it's funny. We used to go, we must have been there 5 or 6 times, you know. And you weren't allowed ashore apart from the swimming part. We used to go to a private beach because the forces were there and all that. But that time, my brother was in the Royal Horse Guards and he was stationed in Cyprus. And we went in and, you know, we weren't allowed ashore. But I got in touch with the officer and said, the brother is in the Katir or whatever the camp was. And would there be any chance for me to meet up with him? And they got through to the camp and they said, no, he had left Cyprus about 2 days before because the officers had got the polo ponies with them. And they had to come over land where the forces would come by ship or by aircraft like with the ponies. And he was in charge of bringing the ponies back over land. So I'd missed him by about 48 hours, I think.
That's a shame.
Yeah, well, but then I finished up in the building trade as a plasterer. I learned to plaster. Got married, 2 children, divorced, and that's my life out there.
And is there, just before we finish, is there anything you'd like to add at all about that you haven't said already? Do you feel anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, you can't explain it all in a short interview like this, can you? But no, I'm pleased I did it. A lot of comradeship, even, you know, now we're doing, say, we have a little Royal Naval Association branch in the town. I've belonged to it for the last 30 years and, you know, get together, a few swinging the lamp, we call it, talks and what have you. things has changed, no doubt about that. But I think that's about it.